I rejected. Why? I refused to approve this payroll. So I prepared this text and I read this
Guys,
text
hello and welcome to
to
the
the
Liberian TV
speaker and
network.
the
Today we
entire
are right
leadership
here
of the
at the
House. I
Ministry
read
of
it to
Information
them.
Culture
It's not
Addressing,
new.
where in the press briefing has been here.
Today
Been
I've
here
come
right
here with
outside
copies
because
of
of some
this
renovation that
text.
is
They are
ongoing.
up there
Keep
for
posted.
you,
I'm
the
Princess
media
Kedike
people.
coming to you live.
You will take it, you will go and discuss it because it's public document and the document is at the legislature. It was officially submitted by the Civil Service Agency. So now I told you to keep in mind the 43,000, right? I told you to keep in mind because it is that 43,000 and you know 1,000 is represented by K, right? So they only went and removed the K and put M. That's what they did criminally and say that Minister Gafwan, a decent man, Josiah Joker, a decent man, got together and ate 43 million. But they even forgot to know the magnitude of 43 million. 43 million in this economy. 43 million in this economy at this time. And then they said, okay. They went back to their own drawing board and said, but let's increase it by 5. And they pushed it to 48 million. And came and designing all kinds of stuff and they're on social media that we're not running, like the president said, we're not running this government in social media. We're very responsible. We come with integrity. We are held at the highest standard than any government official, any set of government officials in this country, as far as history of governance in our country is concerned. This is the only government that is investigating itself every day. This is the only government that all the officials are subject to investigation from all the integrity institutions. Where were they when they themselves were gang raping our economy, our social services, our governance structure, when they broke the political, economic, and social fabric of this country? Where were they when no one there asked questions? When they ran Liberia as a criminal's paradise, when Liberia lost its place within the Committee of Nations, when we were not respected and honored by any measure, where were they? But I tell you the truth, Liberians, the fact is that so much has been done and so much has been done under 1 year. And we're now going to 2 years. In less than 2 years, so much has been done. And these guys fear that if we continue this trend, they're not going to have any space in the national discourse. Because most of them, like I said, they went to school, they sat in classrooms, but they never got educated. Unfortunately, they just got out with papers, and we know that. And so they can't go through any competitive process. No, they don't want it. They want us to remain the same. But this country is moving. Liberia is rising. Rising. So I just came to debunk their bold-faced lies and their malicious attack, and to let them know that we are not distracted by those. We are focused, determined, and that's why reform in our civil service is just moving on. It's not stopping, and it's not going to stop. Many of them are scared that we have instituted a testing system and that they're not going to have a time and an opportunity to come around the civil service. And that's the goal, to make the civil service less attractive for job seekers. And that's the reason why the Ministry of Labor and I have started to talk and work together about reviewing, through the president's mandate. The minister and I have been having conversations about reviewing work permits issued to foreigners in this country, and how we can revoke those work permits and put Liberians in those jobs and give them thousands of jobs across the country. How we can make the private sector attractive and create jobs at concessions and at businesses and put Liberians, thousands of jobs that are exclusively set aside for Liberians by law are occupied by foreigners. We know that we can generate resources when we issue work permits for those jobs, but we can even improve the economy when we get Liberian jobs. Those jobs, because when you give one Liberian a job, you are giving a whole family a job. You are lifting a family out of poverty. And they're scared. They're scared. They're afraid. That this is exactly what the Liberian people want. So this thing is going to come to you, you the media people, take it, discuss it in your talk shows and put it in your newspapers. I don't care. It's a public document. And it's available. It was officially submitted to the legislature. In fact, the speaker authorized in that meeting with me, the chief clerk, to make copies and give it to all the members of the leadership. They all have it. This document in my hands. It's an official document. So I made copies for you that will give them to you. The other thing I'm going to talk to you about is this thing in my hand, which also I made copies that I'm going to share with you. Is this thing in my hand. This paper is the report from the analysis that the CSA conducted on the House of Representatives supplementary payroll last year. When we conducted the analysis, we came here to MECAT after submitting it formally to the legislature, to the leadership. We submitted this to them. We came here to MECAT, and when I was coming here, I told the leadership of the House that I was coming here to discuss it publicly because it's of public interest. We came here and presented this report to you. But again, I'm making it available to you for the second time. The set is right there. You will get copies. In this report, the former leadership, Honour Speaker Koffa, they duplicated 17 civil service, prescribed civil service positions. Prescribed civil service positions, 17 of them they duplicated. I didn't tell you 17 roles that they assigned 17 people to. I said 17 positions, and I will give you an example of what I'm talking about. So take, for example, the position of research officer. That is a position classified, prescribed by the CSA as a position within the CSA, research officer. I will tell you what it did. They simply went to the central administration payroll and they duplicated research officer 23 times. And the amount they were using to service the 23 false positions was $85,000 monthly. So the 25 research officer positions, they just grab it and put it on one list as a supplementary payroll. So you are talking about 17 of those positions. Research officers, office assistant, protocol officer. Office assistant, for example, they just duplicated 57 of them. Protocol officer, they duplicated 15 of them. And they just put everything on one list, and that list came out to 243 names of people who were not working for the central administration or the House of Representatives, but every month they were paying them. I just brought you, I didn't bring you all, but I just brought you 2 copies of the payrolls, the supplementary payrolls. I got them here. I have them. These are 2 copies of the supplementary payroll that they use to pay. I'm waving it because I don't want you to grab people's names. I don't have the right to share with you. But it's here. Anybody who's interested, come to me. I will show it to you, but you have to leave your cameras outside. You can snap it. I will show it to you. A journalist, it's your right to know. Yes, I have it here. So this supplementary payroll analysis report that I sent to the House last year officially when I concluded the analysis, I also came here and presented to the public. It's no secret. I'm just letting you know how these guys gang raped our economy and how they are trying to come back to use the same thing to shoot us down. A group of people working under the leadership of President Boakai, a man of integrity, to help to fix this country, restore the country. This country is walking on its head with the 2 legs up. And President Boakai is trying to put the legs back down so it can look normal. You know, human being, when you're walking on your hands or your hair, even your friends see you, they will start running. Because you look abnormal, you are abnormal. Now what President Boakai is trying to do to fix this country, make it normal again. And now these guys have concocted, they form syndicates, they're criminal syndicates, and every day they are on social media. That's the only work they do. I've said to most of them under their posts, look, my little brother, leave Facebook, try to go to school. Come to me and ask me how I can help lead you to making your life better so you can get a life. I've said that to them, so you can get a life. And they think that some of us got here, Daniel Sano got here automatically, just out of the blues. We took our time to go to school, to be processed, to be ready for this day. What they are doing, I tell some of them, I call them personally on the phone, I say, look, you have to be processed. Go through the ranks and file. And you're wasting your time. If you count the next 2-3 years you spend on social media without gaining anything that will better position you for service and for your personal development, the development of your family and the country, you'll be wasting your time and you'll be gone. And that's how people become evil and become very envious. So today I've come here to provide this clarification, and I want to say thanks to the ministry for the opportunity, as it has always done. In no way that the decent people in this government, President Boakai has assembled one of the best set of Liberians, best minds, to be able to transform this country and give the people the kind of country that they deserve, the country that we all have at memory, the mental picture that we have in our minds, the Liberia that we need. This team is capable of putting us on a trajectory of leading